Hey, let's get a little sentimental here. All right, internet. I don't know what the hell I'm supposed to be doing. Okay, I don't know what the hell's the right thing anymore. Mainly just because YouTube, I guess, is taking on a job of itself for me. It's requiring a lot of hours to appease a lot of people, which is fine. I like that, and during the summer it's going to be easy because it's going to be a lot of fun. But when school starts up, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I know I'm supposed to do well in school. Obviously, I've talked to you guys about that. School is number one. But there's that temptation, that allure of just, first off, just not disappointing people who want to see different things and trying to be there. That's number one. Number two is just trying to be extremely active, because that's the way of, for my own personal gain, the way you want to help, the way you grow your channel, and the way you become a prominent force, or someone remembers them. You got to interact with the community. You got to be there for them, and I love doing that. I love being there for you guys, and I love trying to answer questions or help, but that takes a lot of time. And don't get me wrong, I love doing it, and when you guys have questions, you guys just want to talk, for the most part, I try and get to a lot of people, but it does take a lot of time, so it distracts me from everything else. But it's a thing I just can't ignore. It's not like I'm like, oh, don't worry about it, chill, just answer who you want to answer. No, I gotta get to people that I can, unless it's like a redundant question which they could find elsewhere, which sometimes I just don't have time to answer. I gotta get to questions. I gotta get to people's comments, because in a sense, you're kind of like that, like almost, I wouldn't say a public figure, because obviously, public figures are known by millions of people. Here I am known by not millions of people, but it's just that idea that, you can't, not that I don't want to let you guys down, but well, that's one thing. I don't want to let you guys down, because I've tried very hard to not let you guys down in the past. So why stop now? And it's just, where's the line? Where's the line? Do I put it from my own sanity, where you're sometimes recording stuff 3 o'clock in the morning just because you're like, well, I think they would enjoy this, and I'm kind of in the mood to do it, and this is really good, and you put everything together, and, well, it makes me happy, it pleases the internet, and I'm able to make $1 off of it. All three of those together, sure, why not? But then at what cost of the sanity does this come at? It's like 4 o'clock in the morning, and you're reading a visual novel to yourself. So sometimes you get a little crazy sometimes. And I don't mean that as in a bad sense, because sometimes being crazy is not good. Crazy sparks passion and interest and uniqueness, but also it just gets to where you get delirious sometimes too. You're just like, well, what the fuck am I doing? I had like a visual, like, just in my head like a minute ago, just like, what the hell am I doing? So Wednesday night, my friends are out at the movies, and I'm here recording Katawa Shoujo. And as much as I love it, I'm just thinking, like, wait a second, I want to be at the movies. So, I mean, don't get me wrong, that isn't supposed to be like, oh, Chilled's trying to guilt trip us. Not even close. If I really didn't want to do this, I wouldn't be doing it. Just remember that. That's the one thing take away. If I didn't want to be doing it, I have no obligations. I wouldn't have to do it. Besides paying for school, but obviously, whatchamacallit, that has to get paid for. But I can cover that. But it's just, it's just, I love doing it, but sometimes I just question it. But you know what? It's always the comments that reassure my thoughts. It's always the comments that you see on the video. And I'm sorry, this is a short episode probably. I don't even know what the hell's going on. I don't keep track of time when I record. I go from one session to one session, and how much fun I have, well, then I cancel it, or I stop recording it, what I think is a good part to stop recording. So I don't know, this could have been 5 minutes, this could have been 10 minutes, I don't know. But it's the one thing, the comments reassure me that I'm doing the right thing, that I'm really having a good time, that people are appreciating it, that people are enjoying it. It's the only reason why I can ever justify, let's say, losing sanity 4 o'clock in the morning doing something, just because there are people who are grateful. And if it was 10 people, great, that's even better, that's fine. 10 people are getting enjoyment and they're able to get their own sanity taken care of, that's perfect. But the fact that it's 10,000 people, I feel just like an obligation, and not like a bad obligation, like, fuck, I have obligations, I hate obligations, I wish, fuck all obligations, but it's like a good obligation, the obligation that, there are people out there who are going to watch this, and for some reason, beyond all matter of a doubt, beyond any other thing in the world, my voice, or my ability to communicate with you guys, puts a smile on someone's face. It may not be everyone's face, which is completely fine, I understand that, but for a couple people, or even more than a couple, for a lot of people, it puts a smile on their face, and that's the satisfaction I get, and that's what weighs it sometimes, the pros and the cons of it, and ultimately when it comes down to, like, all right, what do I want to do tonight? Do I want to go out and hang out with my friends, or I haven't done, let's say, Katawa Shoujo or The Sims, and you know what, if I upload that, 10,000 people may get a smile on their face. So that's my own little thing, I guess. I don't know where the hell this all came from, because Katawa Shoujo brings out, I guess, emotions out of left field. Sometimes it's like disgusting emotions like that. Sometimes it's emotions where you're just like, well, you know, what's right, what's wrong, what's morally gray, what's morally black, what's morally white. And I feel like this is a good time to explain myself or just talk about it. You know, fuck it. We're gonna continue going on. If stop here, we're not gonna talk about Katawa Shoujo anymore. If you don't want to hear it, you can turn it off. We're not gonna go any further for this part. We're gonna talk more about, I guess, just myself and Machinima and whatnot. You know, the one thing that, you know, it's more as I do YouTube more. The one thing I learned is that not everyone's the same. Not everyone can stay the same, and not everyone wants to be the same. You know, I saw myself, you know, 3 years ago, 2.5 years ago, doing a commentary, and I looked at that commentary, and that was like, you know, it was a shitty commentary because I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. But immediately after that, I saw what I wanted, and I saw who I was trying to become. I was trying to be someone I wasn't. I was trying to be this energetic, overly extreme guy in the commentaries. Which, don't get me wrong, that's my personality to an extent. To an extent, I'm not crazy. I'm a little off-edge, but I'm not crazy. But I saw that, and I look back on that, and I'm like, well, is that who I really want to be? Do I want to be that kind of guy? Do I want to be the guy who does that every single time? And I can honestly answer myself, maybe back then, a year and a half, 2 years ago, when Modern Warfare 2 just came out, so yeah, it's a little over 2 years ago, yeah, maybe that's what I wanted to do. You know, maybe I wanted to be this hyper-energetic guy. But the more I came to realize is, I want to be myself over anything else, because at the end of the day, you have two things. You have your life, if you're alive, and you have your mind. So you have your actual body, and you have your mind. I'm going to have my body. And, you know, you can always try and reshape your body and get excellence and perfection in your body. Anyone could do that if they put effort into it. But your mind is something that, you know, that could just change on and off. And that's the one thing I was looking at, and I want to make sure I have the right mindset every single time. I want to make sure that when I do something that it's who I am. And again, I will tell you guys, you know, I'm Anthony. This is me, Anthony, talking to you guys right now. Do I sound boring? Yeah, maybe. I'm a boring guy. To an extent, I can be really fun. Trust me. We go out Saturday nights. We go bowling. Oh, yeah. Good stuff. But no, I would honestly say that the guy you see on the internet, ChilledChaos, when he does this, that's me. But that's probably like 90% me. There's 10% that just comes out of left field, that just comes in playing up the angles of just that extreme, you know, fuck commies, man. You know, because honestly, personally, do I like communism? No. Do I really care that much about communism? Not really. It doesn't really affect me. But as an American, you know, it's funny because it's the idea that communism was such a threat to American values and societies back in the 60s. That, yeah, gung-ho America, fuck communism. You know, so yeah, that's how I feel. I don't really like communism, but you see me in real life, I'm gonna whatchamacallit. I'm not gonna go down and like chase it down if you're a red shirt, you know, pinky bastard. I'm not gonna do that. But I play up that angle. That's the 10%. You know, you get 90% of me and 10% of what I would say, the ChilledChaos part. And I want to be honest with you guys, because sometimes it's not like you're living like a double life, because it's far from living a double life. If I was living a double life, fuck it, I would be Batman in the morning and ChilledChaos at night, and sometimes when I sleep I'd be Anthony, just so I can get a restful night. But it's the fact that, you know, you guys have invested so much time with me. I mean, hell, if you've stayed since day one back 3-4 years ago, maybe you've seen all 2,000 videos. That's a lot of time invested with me. And people say, you know, Chill, I feel like, you know, you're my brother. I feel like I know you well. I feel like we could be best friends. And I just want to make sure, you know, and I really appreciate you guys, everything you do. And my personality is not going to change. It's going to be who I am. I looked at my older stuff and I realized, you know, what I was and who I am. And I try and focus on that. But this is really who I am. I'm just a guy on the internet who sees life and try and lives life the way he wants to live it. And I want you to know that before, you know, make any decisions, that this is who I am. So if you don't like that, that's completely fine. Again, not everyone has to do it, but just remember, you know, behind the computer, there is a person. There's a guy. It's me. There's other directors behind every computer, behind every channel. There's a person with actual emotions and feelings, and sometimes they may hide them and mask them behind a personality or character. Sometimes they may come out and do this, you know, where they have a character. I'm not saying ChilledChaos is the character, because ChilledChaos is as much as me as it is anyone else. You know, I started the idea of ChilledChaos, and that's my, I wouldn't even say alter ego, that's like, you know, that's my commentating form, ChilledChaos, because he's just really cool and I love him. But anyone could take up that idea, anyone could take up those ideals, anyone can just believe in what they do really passionately and just really exaggerate their quirks a bit and they have someone that is just like ChilledChaos. But for me, I gotta sometimes realize, where do I draw the line between ChilledChaos and Anthony? You know, obviously Anthony, when you hear me play this game, at least, or The Sims, you're getting Anthony pretty much. When I play the impossible game, you're getting ChilledChaos. It's funny, but the idea is, where do I draw the line in my social life between ChilledChaos and Anthony? You know, the one thing that was kind of weird for me was the idea of the Fail Guys series, when I'd play with friends, like my real life friends, because they know me as, you know, Anthony. Obviously, that's who I am. We went to high school together. We went to elementary school with some of them together. That's who they know me as. They know me as Anthony. And the problem with that is, you know, when I record with them, sometimes I lose sight of that. Do I play solely as, you know, the kid that went to high school with them, the kid that went to elementary school with them, that guy, where, you know, it's not necessarily that I'm completely quiet or shy, but the fact that, you know, I don't exaggerate some of my tendencies, or do I exaggerate my tendencies, in which then that wouldn't be real? Because when we play real, you know, or if we're playing real games, let's say we're playing Star Wars or, you know, Guild Wars, whatever it is, you know, it's not these super over-the-top exaggerated tendencies. We have our own personal jokes, our own in-private jokes, like the nurse was saying before, that you have a connection with these people from the past. So where do I draw that line? Do I just be myself, which I'm always going to be myself, or do I exaggerate my quirks and put on, not really the mask, but put on that extra 10% of ChilledChaos to really sell the idea of entertainment? Because let me be honest, you guys, the number one reason why you come to YouTube is for discussion and entertainment. I mean, otherwise the comment section wouldn't be there, and the video player wasn't there if you weren't looking for entertainment and discussion. So you gotta be entertaining. That's the first and foremost idea. And for me to just be myself, yeah, that's good, because people really like myself or my personality, and I really do appreciate that. But you need that extra. You need that 10% extra, that ChilledChaos idea, that extra 10% that really then molds your own personality, that really makes you a YouTube personality. Not even that, or just like an entertainer personality, because you have to have that ability. Just, you know what? You gotta say what you want to say. You gotta have no qualms about saying it, and you gotta then, whatever you say, you gotta live with the consequences of saying it. So that's the idea of that, you know, not having a trap door in your mouth. Just what you say is what you say, and that's an entertaining prospect, to just say what you want to say. But the problem is, again, you know, where's that line when it comes to social life? Do you go on and not hang out with friends because you want to? You know, you want to entertain the other crowd? Yeah, sometimes it does happen. You know, I apologize to my real life friends for that when it does happen, but sometimes it's hard to find the balance between school, work, family, friends, YouTube. It's hard to find that balance where sometimes you make consequences. But you guys really make it worthwhile in the fact that, you know, by doing this, I have that audience I can talk to, and then it puts a smile on, let's say, thousands of faces. You know, so that's always one of the major pros that comes with YouTube. And it comes with, you know, sometimes putting on that ChilledChaos personality. Again, just to reiterate, that's my personality. It really is me. It's just there's that extra 10% that really exaggerates the quirks. The other thing goes in that, since we're discussing it, and I'm sorry if you were completely misled by the fact that this was may look like a 25-minute video, although it was only 10 minutes of Katawa Shoujo, is the fact that, you know, what has Machinima done in the past? What is Machinima allowing me to do? What is Machinima gonna allow us to do in the future? You know, a lot of people say, Chill, you know, if you quit YouTube, I'm just gonna quit life. And I've gotten comments like that. I'm like, but how am I supposed to react to a comment like that? If I quit YouTube, he's gonna quit life. You can't live a comment. Obviously the guy's joking. He's not gonna kill himself if I stop posting YouTube videos. Well, I don't know, maybe he will. No, but obviously I hope he doesn't. Or she doesn't. I don't know if it was a guy or a girl. But the idea is just like, you know, what do I do from now on? You know, this is sometimes just I look at this and I don't know if is it financially stable to do this as a real-time thing. Do I want to do this as a job, as a business? As a business, no. I never want to make a business out of it. I don't think I'd want to do something like that. As a job, I don't think I'd want to do something like that either. Just because it's, I don't know, it's YouTube to me. It's fun. I want it to be where I can look at this and I see, you know, 1,000 people get a smile on their face. Now that's a great hobby to have, to be able to please people like that. Unless you're a prostitute, then it shouldn't really be a hobby. I mean, you're pleasing people regardless, but you know, that's another facet of it. You know, if it, as a job, is this kind of like its own rewards? Is this its own benefits? I don't know. I have no idea. But sometimes I think about it, and it keeps me up at night. Not really keeps me up at night in the say that I can't sleep, but it's just definitely thought material where what am I supposed to do? What's the right thing to do? And I constantly look for that answer. And that's, I guess, that's the whole reason why I want to bring this up. You know, a lot of people give Machinima shit sometimes for the way they treat their people or contracts and whatnot, but it's not really true. I mean, granted, I can't disclose specific information about my specific private details with them, but I'm never forced to do anything I don't want to do. You know, I'm never forced to take down stuff that I've uploaded, and I'm never forced to just submit my own will to them. They've literally been like, here, you know, this is your YouTube channel. Here's a creative plate. Just go have fun with it. And that's what you can do. And they've always answered my emails, and I've always corresponded back and forth with them. So they've given me that opportunity to do what I want to do. But even with that opportunity, you got to think, with this opportunity, how far can I take it? And, you know, is that something I should do? You know, I look at large channels, let's say, like, you know, Sly Fox or Nova, and then I see that, you know, 500,000 people, 600,000 people, 700,000 people. You know, maybe with those numbers it's financially stable, but even how long is that going to stay financially stable? How long can you keep it up? How long is the audience going to be there, and how long is YouTube going to be around? I don't know. So these are just things that I like to bring up because they are on my mind, and you can feel free to discuss it if you want. You can feel free to just talk about it. But these are things I do like to bring up because they are important to me, and hopefully they're important to you. I mean, there's always that one comment that really sits sour with me, and I know people are like, chill, don't worry about one person, or why do you worry about, you know, comments and what like that? Because I do. You guys are a bit of like I don't know, like a little mini family, so I care about what you have to be said, except for the trolls, you know, because then seriously, trolls are just so annoying. The one comment that really sticks out, and I don't know if he was trolling, if he was just a dick or what it was, but it was, you know, when I brought up this in the past, you know, hey, I don't know, you know, I got a lot of work to do. I'm a bit tied down, so the videos may be less. And I remember the comment. I don't remember the context of it, but the comment pretty much just went in like, I don't care about Chilled. I just want him to upload his videos. In the sense that, you know, like no one cared about the actual person. They just cared about the fact that the entertainment was there. So you have people like that, and you're just like, well, that's a really shitty outlook, because I am, you know, I don't mean to sound so big-headed, but without me, if there was no care for me, if I died, well, then the videos wouldn't be there. So it's not like that. Obviously, he didn't mean to that extent, but it just meant, like, you know, is there, as much as I have a connection to you guys, I hope you guys have a connection to me, and which some of you guys really do, because I could tell some of you guys spend hours upon hours either making fan art or different tributes or different videos to me, and it just still blows my mind, the fact that people would want to do that, the fact that I have a connection with a lot of people, and that they're just there to listen, and they're just there to hear me out, which is incredible. It really, I don't know, it makes me smile, I guess, at times, because, you know, life is never easy on anyone. I'm sure a lot of you people have realized that by now. A lot of you guys, you know, up until I guess I was 15, I thought the world was all, you know, smiles and all joy, and, you know, you just do whatever you want to do because it really doesn't matter, because, hey, it's life and you're a kid. But then, like, you know, shit gets real, you know, parents get divorced, you know, they start moving out, you know, and you're just like, oh, well, okay, well, everything that I used to know, well, that just got tipped upside down. You know, siblings die, and you're like, well, okay, pretty much thought I was fucking immortal, and then my family was immortal, and then, no, that doesn't happen anymore. So you begin to question, you know, life, you question religion. I know people know my stance on religion, where it's just, I don't care about religion. I don't care about, you know, organized religion. I don't care about God. I don't care about the Holy Spirit. I have no use in that, just because for me it does mean nothing. And for those that, if it does do something for someone, great. I'm glad you get use out of it, because I really don't. So if it gives you strength, perfect. That's what it's meant for. For me, it just doesn't do me anything, so I can't. But when you start to question all that, because you're just like, well, you know, one year I go from having like a full family, and then the next year I go down to just me and like, you know, one other person, and you're just like, well, what the fuck, you know? You almost have to laugh at how life will just flip you upside down, how life will just take anything that you liked and completely just, I don't know, spin it in such a way where you're just like, well, fuck, what do I do from here on? What's the right answer? And you can never get the right answer, because the right answer is never an easy one. It's always a convoluted, complex one, and you unfortunately have to figure that out. You unfortunately have to work out the right answer, but sometimes there comes, like, you have no care at all. Like, I've lost a lot of caring. You know, I've gone through stuff, and it's really, I don't know, no, it's not to pity me. This is meant to be a fucking pity party, but sometimes you just lose care, because you're just like, you know, everything I really loved is, you know, either gone or just not here on this earth anymore. So, you know, what How do you find that care again? How do you find the driving passion? And fortunately for me, you know, and what's gotten me through a lot of it has been YouTube, has been gaming, has been Machinima, has been the fact that I can just express myself and who I am and my, I guess you want to call it, spunky personality via videos and have an audience to reach. So that's why when I say, you know, I have a connection with you guys, I really mean that, because every day I come, I may not respond to every single comment because there's a lot of comments, but you'd be damn right, I've looked through every single fucking comment that's ever been posted on the video, and if it warrants a response or it really needs questioning, or if it's something I haven't said before, I look at it, alright, and I'll answer it. But, you know, lately I've been getting a little kind of lazy with responding back to inbox messages. But if you actually had something to say that really needed addressing, it got a response back, because I've looked at every single inbox message. I just haven't had the time to reply to all of them. But I really feel that connection, because as I discussed before, you know, where's that line that you draw between what am I doing here? Is this my job? Is this my hobby? But, you know, you guys have been that connection for me. So as much as people I see on that, like, Let's Play Confessions, that, you know, thanks to these such and such people, they really put a smile on my face. You guys do the same thing, you know? You don't think when we read that, you know, when someone writes, a fan writes, you know, thanks to, let's say, ChilledChaos, whenever I see his videos, I put a smile on his face. You don't think that puts a smile on my face? It puts the fucking biggest grin on my face I can have. You know, I look at that thing, I follow that thing, I follow the other Tumblr accounts, you know? When I see that, I glow. Ear to ear, I glow. Fucking bet your ass I do when I see something like that, because I'm just like, wow, I'm able to, you know, my opinion and my voice is able to effectively translate and help someone else out. It blows my mind, where I'm just like, you know what, great. Everything I've gone through, everything in my experiences, and they're able to translate into positive videos that reinforce someone else's values, and it just helps them out. My God, that's everything I wanted. And that's what makes it all worth it, I think, in the end. When you have comments like that, and you can see that, you know, other people go through hardships too. You know, life is a challenging thing in itself, and people, depends how you want to go about it. You know, I'm luckily on the giving end of it. You know, instead of it being on the receiving end, which a lot of you guys are. Didn't want to say you people, because that's Rager's favorite thing to say. We're like, you people, you racist. But a lot of you guys are, you know, on the receiving end. You know, it's the same therapeutic message or therapeutic feeling that I get as that you may get when you see a video and it makes you smile. It's the same feeling I get when I see you guys comment, or when I see people are happy to say it. You don't think it makes my day when someone like posts like, oh my God, Chilled's still posting Sims, awesome, I look forward to this all day. You don't think that makes my day? You have no idea how much it makes my day. So that's really it. I mean, YouTube is an outlet for everyone, whether you be a creator or whether you be just a listener. It's definitely an outlet for everyone. And, you know, we all go through the same stuff, and it's not going to be like one of those like cliche things where like, oh, together to the top, or together we can do this, you know, we're together. But it's one of those things where it's like, you know, we all go through the same hardships, and it doesn't matter which end you're on, the receiving end or the giving end. And that isn't meant to be a sexual joke. It's just meant to, you know, whether you put out the content or whether you view the content, at the end of the day, we're all the same people, and we've all gone through the same shit, and we've all gone through the same hardships. And, you know, it's just, we all have, you know, just different levels of different hardships, and we're all just looking for a way to get some relief out of it. Because life is never going to be easy. Unless you're born with a silver spoon in your mouth, life is never going to be easy. And you always got to deal, whether it be physical pain, emotional pain, monetary pain, it's always going to be there. And the different outs that people look for is just something that we have in common. You know, we happen to both meet, or me and then the rest of you guys happen to meet on YouTube, and that's our out. So, I mean, and I'm glad, you know, I'm glad that I'm there for you guys, and I'm glad that you guys are there for me. And I guess that's really it. Gonna end up just putting this up as like a separate video all together, just so I don't piss off the people that really like Katawa Shoujo. I'll put this up as something different, but I feel like it needs to be said that, you know, and just to recap, that's my personality. You know, I am right now, this is who I am. I'm a very, I wouldn't say a feminine guy, because like if you look at me, I don't look feminine at all, but my personality wise, yeah, it's very who I am. You know, when it comes down, if you get to know me, I'm just a very quiet guy who enjoys company, who enjoys meeting new people, who enjoys having friends around him, who enjoys just having a good time. But then you have that 10% that YouTube allows me to show, because I won't be judged. That YouTube allows me to just act out who I really want to be. And and, you know, exaggerate my tendencies, because YouTube, again, allows me to not be judged. And I'm thankful enough to have a large enough audience that doesn't judge me for those weird tendencies, and that instead embraces it and can put a smile on their face. So, thanks again for watching. Thanks again for a lot of the support that you guys have you've given me through rough times, through good times, through all the other different times. And, you know, I hope I can be here for a while, providing the same support for you guys, and providing the same bit of entertainment to make your lives a bit easier and more fulfilled, if that's a word we want to use. Because at the end of the day, you know what? I hate that stupid line, YOLO. You'll only live once, but it's the only thing we're really 100% sure of. So you just gotta live it and just have a good time. You just gotta be able to know what you're doing is what you want to do, and that's gonna definitely make you happy. Because you don't want to go down through life making someone else happy. You know, let's say, for example, these YouTube videos only made you happy and I got no benefit from it. I got no benefit from, let's say, putting a smile on someone else's face, and it wouldn't be worth it. But the fact that I do get a benefit from someone else smiling, I get a smile too from that, well, then it's all worth it. So that's something you gotta do in life. You know, don't follow someone else's dream. Follow your own dream. Follow what makes you happy. And if you do that, well, who more can you ask for in life? Thanks for watching. I don't know what the hell I'm gonna title this, but I guess I'll see you guys tomorrow. ChilledChaos out and a bit crazy.